Welcome to the Don't Get Fooled show with Big and Ace NBA Conference Finals. Let's go, Ace.
All right, boys and girls, NBA Conference Finals are here. Cannot wait. We were coming off a really exciting semifinal round, and now it's going to be even juicier conference finals.
Sure.
Who's going to make the NBA Finals? Super excited about the West, Big Ree, the East. A little bit of a doozy, honestly, especially when you got an 8 seed in there, but
yeah,
it's going to be fun. But before we get into our picks and predictions for the conference finals, we got some NBA news that we want to discuss. Let's just get right into it. So I know you want to jump right into this. Your boy, well, not really your boy, but you call this Morant flashing a gun. Allegedly flashing a gun on Instagram again, flashing a gun on Instagram, and indefinitely suspended right now by the Grizzlies from all team activities. Let's get right into this, Big Ree. What do you think? What's your thought here?
He's just an idiot. Unfortunately, he's a kid. He's a kid right now, so
23 years old. Yep.
He's gonna need someone with him at all times. His agent's gonna do this after.
So he needs a babysitter, basically.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
At all times, I mean, legitimately. And this is what social media brings to you. Well, it can do good, it can do bad. And this guy, he still hasn't learned. After the first one, he said he tried to. I know his agent pretty much probably told him what to say. You're going to see the real
For
John
sure.
now.
Yep.
It's just a different thing. And I mean, I don't know if it. And so one of my friends trying to say like, oh, I don't have no problem with him having a gun. He's just trying to protect himself. I said, you're making this much money. That's why you have bodyguard or security guards with you. Yeah. So you don't need the gun with you. It just seems like he's trying to be cool on Instagram. Yeah. Just definitely a bonehead move, idiot move. I don't know about the suspension. I'm gonna go 30 to 40 games.
Before we get into that, I want to ask you, because you, on our last video when this incident happened, and I tried to give Ja the BOD, which if you guys don't know, the benefit of the doubt, and you were like, no, this guy's just a bonehead. You called it. This guy's just a bonehead, and he does this kind of bonehead stuff. And so you were right. Like, you called it all along. This guy's a bonehead, getting himself into trouble. And so before we get into like what you think his potential suspension is and everything, what's your thought? First, I want to ask, do you think Morant is a fake gangster, or is it just like this guy literally has a gun because he's trying to do stuff that people with guns do? What do you think?
I think both. He's definitely trying to be a fake gangster. I don't know where he's from.
South Carolina.
Okay, South Carolina. I mean, I don't know if he's trying to do that. I don't know who he's trying to impress at the end of the day. So you don't need to impress anyone. You have a damn $200 million contract.
$200 million, yep.
In jeopardy right now. Yep. And now I don't know what the hell is going on with him. He's just being bonehead moves.
Yeah, complete bonehead for sure. Look, he's 23 years old, so he is a young kid. At the end of the day, complete bonehead move by Morant. Just completely stupid. No need for this. Completely ridiculous. He's got $190 million contract. He didn't get the All NBA team, first, second, or third, which he would have got probably an extra like $40 million, I think, on it. He didn't get that. He's got a signature deal with Nike.
Nike's dropping him 100%.
Potentially gonna drop him soon. And yeah, all of it was a PR stunt for sure. I knew that was a bonehead. It was a PR stunt when he interviewed Richard Jefferson, was it, or Jalen Rose? I think Jalen Rose, right? Like, he got an interview on ESPN with Jalen Rose, and he's talking about you're going to see the changed man, all this crap. That was all a PR move by his team and his agent, and just a complete crap. He played like crap. Let's make it clear. He played like crap in the playoffs. That's why they lost. I don't care about Dylan Brooks, all this. You're the superstar. You played like complete crap. You weren't a leader. Then 8 games, they suspended him. Only 8 games. They got lucky with 8 games. Then he went to like some rehab for like 5 days. That was a damn joke. Complete joke, And then everybody wants to say like, oh, Morant, he's just trying to act like a fake gangster. Why are we even giving him that he's trying to act like a fake gangster? The guy's carrying guns everywhere. He's going to a club with a gun. He's carrying a gun in his car. How do we know he's not a gangster? How do we know he's not up to crap?
That's true, yeah.
We don't know what this guy's up to.
That's facts.
So, like, stop giving this guy the benefit of the doubt. Flashing a gun. Certain players that flashed a gun once would be out of the league. Twice, they would never have a chance to get back in.
I think the last one was Javaris Crenditon, right?
Yeah, and then he ended up going to jail and he actually did murder somebody or shoot somebody, and then Gilbert Arenas.
Gilbert was the...
But this is a damn joke, and the NBA better put the hammer down on this guy.
Adam Silver is going to do it just to make it clear that everyone knows.
They need to. And funny fact here, Big Reed, this is no joke. I'm a Ja Morant fan, okay? And this is no joke. And I'm going to tell you this right now, and you're probably going to start laughing your ass off on camera. The day after the Lakers eliminated Memphis Grizzlies, I bought a Ja Morant jersey. Okay? This is not a joke, boys and girls. I bought a Ja Morant jersey, okay? And why did I buy it? Because it was on sale. And I was like, dude, what? They got eliminated, and I was talking to Javi, okay? So I was showing Javi the jersey. And I was like, Javi, this guy, look, I got a good deal on this Ja Morant jersey. It's on sale. And I was like, dude, this guy, they're out of the playoffs, but this guy's going to be with the Grizzlies for like the next 10 years, going to be a star. Why not? I got a really good deal on the jersey. And I was like, it's a good bet. They just put this on sale because he lost. And I bought it. And now, like, how funny, a couple weeks later, this guy does another bonehead move.
I mean, I didn't expect this. I'll say that. I'll make that clear. I didn't expect this. I mean, I thought his agent would have it under control, especially in the off season. Like, come on, man.
Bro.
I get you're going out, you're doing your thing with your friends, but you can't.
You can't be doing some stupid stuff. And then his friend is recording. His friend is recording this.
He probably told his friend to put him on IG.
Yeah, maybe. But
he has control of his phone because he's on his account, right? Or was it?
No, it was on his buddy's account, from what I understand.
He knows he's on, though. He
knows. It's just bonehead by him, by his team, by everybody. And the NBA needs to put the hammer down. And this guy this guy was not even that big of a prospect. He went to Murray State.
Yeah,
Murray State. And then, he just blew up that last season.
Yeah.
First, they're just like, oh, he's an NBA prospect, could go in the first round. And he jumped all the way to, a second-round pick. Second overall pick. And then everyone thought it was going to be Zion that year. And this guy turns into a superstar, bro. He's a superstar. Face of the Memphis Grizzlies, dude. Playing great. MVP candidate. And then he does this kind of crap? I mean... for his sake, I hope he gets it together, but he's a bonehead right now.
Yeah.
And he better, seriously, get it together.
Yeah.
And now let's get into what you think, his suspension or what should happen here.
30 to 40. Stephen A. was saying league players saying he should be suspended the whole season.
Okay. What do you think?
I think 30 to 40.
I agree 100% with you. I don't think he's getting suspended for the whole year. I think it's going to be between 30 and 50 games without pay, obviously. But he's already got enough money, so whatever, he's going to lose some money, he'll make that up. But they need to put it down. But how does this impact the Grizzlies? They're done. He's going to be gone for 50 games.
Oh, this is good. They'll start out good. They're going to have a good start.
Oh, yeah. But now they don't have Brooks either. Are you a Brooks fan, or you don't like Brooks? You think
he's a good defender? He just needs to shut his mouth. But according to Shams, they're not signing him back. They'll make moves.
Somebody will sign this guy, though. He's going to get signed. He'll get paid 10 to 12, 13.
Dwight in Taiwan.
No, he's not. He's not going to China. He's still got some time in the NBA. He's not going to China.
I'd say Houston is an interesting play. Young team.
Somebody will sign him. Come on. You got to be. Somebody's going to sign him. He's not going to China. Everyone's joking aside. He's going to China. Yeah. But bonehead move by Ja. Grizzlies were up and coming franchise, number 2 in the West, young team, and just like that, things can change.
Yeah.
But for his sake, I hope he gets together. But stop it. This guy needs to be. They need to put the hammer down, like you would say. Well, let's get into the second news. Big story coming out. Mark Jackson, NBA analyst, former coach, former NBA star, left Nikola Jokic off the MVP votes. Did not get a vote. How do you feel about that? What are your thoughts?
It's absolutely ridiculous. It's no mistake. And Mark Jackson's just an idiot. Just flat out idiot for this move. He said he didn't do it to get publicity, but he clearly did, loud and clear. And I can understand if you put Giannis ahead and then Joker third, but not in your top 5. Come on, man.
It's a joke. It's a joke, and he definitely, if you ask me, my opinion, I think he did it on purpose.
For sure.
I don't think this was a mistake, and you can give whatever excuse you want. You had time to figure out what makes the most sense and makes you look least bad, and you did that, but this is absolutely ridiculous. You're trying to make a point. You probably didn't think it would get leaked who didn't vote for Joker, but absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
And on top of that, before I was going to get into this earlier, on top of that, Joel Embiid won the MVP, but that's a damn joke. That's a joke. Who's still in there? Joker's still in there. Embiid is in Cancun with Doc. Played like complete crap. I don't care if he's injured. This guy's 7-foot dominant MVP, and he's standing on the 3-point line half the game. It's a joke. Look at Joker's number. Completely destroyed Phoenix. Destroyed. 5 triple doubles in the playoffs so far. Destroyed them. That guy should have won the MVP. They didn't want to give it to him. I'll make that clear. They didn't want to give it to Joker. And he deserved it. Stop it. Stop it. And
yeah, Mark Jackson definitely wasn't a mistake. It's like not putting the Don't Get Fooled show on the top 5
shows on YouTube, for sure. Guaranteed. Best analogy of the day, Big Ree. Best analogy. How dare you? How dare you do that? And Mark Jackson, he might be salty because of the success Golden State's had since he left. He might be salty because he can't get another NBA job. I don't know what it is.
He got interviewed by Milwaukee. I was just going to say
I saw that he got interviewed.
They'll completely melt it, and Giannis will dip.
Well, maybe he gets a job or not, but I'm saying as of right now, he doesn't have a job.
And his vote should be taken away just because of
I agree. You'd pull some crap like that, Why does he even have a vote?
Exactly.
That's what I want to understand. Why does Mark Jackson have a vote? This guy has no business to have a vote.
Right.
Seriously. I nominate Big Ree to get a vote. You substitute Mark Jackson, give the vote to Big Ree.
I would have put Embiid 1, Joker 2. I like Joker, but this is a regular season award. That's what it comes down to.
That's fair.
At the end of the day.
That's fair. I mean, Embiid had a really good season, and he had an MVP caliber season. But they just did. He
did choke in the playoffs. But it's not a playoff award.
That's fair, but I think they just didn't want to give it to Joker. That's how I feel. They just didn't want to give it to Joker for multiple reasons.
Yeah, for sure.
And
because they had higher, when you win back-to-back, they have higher standards for you.
But I think you need to give it to Joker. It's absolutely. He's number 1. He was never number 1 in the West. Now he's number 1 in the West, and you don't give it to him. Don't they always say your team has to play well and be successful also to get it? Yeah. And then you don't give it to him?
The guy put Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in the top 5, and his team didn't even make the playoffs.
Stop it. Get out of there. Look, I like Shai.
Me too.
I'm a big fan of Shai, but come on, stop it.
Money.
Just stop it. Anyhow, look, that's enough. Let's get into a recap, Big Ree, of from the semifinals. Let's start off with the results. First, we had the number 1 Denver Nuggets. They played the number 4 Phoenix Suns. You predicted Denver in 7. I had Phoenix in 7. Denver won in 6. What are your thoughts there, Big Ree? I mean, we know Denver won, so we don't really need to get into Denver. We'll get into them. What's your thoughts with Phoenix? What happened there?
I mean, they had some injuries, but honestly, I'm a Chris Paul fan. I'll make that clear. But it looked like they played better without him. And DeAndre Ayton being out is not an excuse. You just got your ass handed to you in Game 6. That cannot happen like that. And we can also bring up the firing of Monty Williams.
Yep.
I don't think he deserved the boot, but when someone buys a new company, you like to start fresh. So that's the way it works. But Phoenix, I think Ayton's gone. They're going to attempt to move Chris Paul. Will they? Will they get a buyer? I don't know. It's going to be like Westbrook last year all over again. So, but, I mean, everyone is roasting Kevin Durant, and he deserves it. You got to go where you wanted to, and you got bounced in the second round.
Look, a lot of very good points, Big Ree. I agree a lot what you said. You actually had a lot of good content there. Look, my thoughts quickly is, yeah, Kevin Durant wanted to go to Phoenix. He went there, and yeah, they have no bench, and they have nobody else, but you didn't perform like you needed to.
For sure.
Book stepped up. You needed to perform. You needed to drop 35 to 40 a game. Dropping 25 to 30 consistently is great, but in this NBA, it's not super impressive.
Yeah.
So you need to step up. They had no bench at all. At all.
Yeah.
Maybe the worst bench in the league.
For sure, yeah.
And so no bench at all. And that impacts your ability to win, but at the end of the day, like, look, no bench. Chris Paul, he didn't play. That hurt them for sure. You can't. I don't think that they're better without Chris Paul. I think he could have provided some leadership. He could have experience. I think that hurt them. I think Aiden hurt them not playing in Game 6, but I don't think they were going to win regardless. Aiden seems to be checked out of Phoenix. He wants to try when he wants to try. Other times he takes plays off.
Yeah,
he's not happy there. He thinks he's a number one, but he's not putting in the work to be a number one.
He can't even be a number 3 on that team.
So he needs, I think a change of scenery will be good. I don't know how good his value is now, even though he had a career year, 18-10. His value's not high.
He just wants to go to a sorry team where he can
put up 25 and 12.
Exactly, yeah.
And he probably can do that, but so look, they need to add some depth. They need to get some players that can play.
A lot of veterans will come and sign for the vetsmen.
I hope so, because I think they have the talent there to win. I don't think they trade Paul because nobody's going to give them much for Chris Paul.
The biggest question is who's their coach going to be,
and that will impact who goes there. But I want to chime in on Monty getting fired. I don't think he deserved to get fired, but when you are down by 30 in 2 consecutive seasons in Game 7s to Dallas last year than this year, it's embarrassing. Yeah, it's actually embarrassing, and you didn't learn from last year.
For sure.
You didn't make any chess moves. He's sitting there unanimated, just like there. This is Monty Williams on the sideline like this. No animation, nothing. Your team's getting blown out, and you're smiling half the time.
Oh,
get out of here. Show some emotion. And I'm not I know he's Coach of the Year, all that. I'm not impressed with him. There's a reason why he got booted from the Pelicans back in New Orleans, and I'm not a big fan of Monty Williams. But that's just my personal opinion. But I don't think he should have got fired. But I don't blame them either. You get blown out back to back. Yeah, you got to do something. And
I was telling you, all these coaches are just going to switch jobs. The 4 coaches that got fired.
We'll
Nick
see.
Nurse, Doc,
We'll see.
Doc about to get fired.
Yeah.
And then Nick.
I don't know. I mean, I think they might give Doc another year.
No chance.
I hope they don't.
Isaiah Thomas.
As a coach, I would like to see Isaiah get in there. That would be interesting. But I mean, anyhow, let's move on. But I think you're right. The new ownership wants them to have their own team in place, and that has something to do with it also, right?
Yeah.
So that impacted the decision, and like Monty got paid. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Let's not feel bad for these guys. They're all getting paid. Okay, let's go to the Lakers versus Golden State. Lakers. You had the Los Angeles Lakers in 6, Big Ree. I had the Lakers in 7. Lakers 1 and 6. You were right there. So what do you think happened? What went wrong with Golden State, or what's your thought there?
Yeah, I mean, what came down to this series was the 2 close games, and Lakers won them both. Obviously, Klay Thompson didn't show up. Jordan Poole didn't show up. Klay showed up 1 game and then went to sleep. And then Steph was the only one to show up. And that everything else went the Lakers' way. I mean, everyone's trying to use the excuse that the refs are favoring the Lakers with free throws. So
stop it.
We had some friends come out from Surrey, very confident in the Warriors.
Too confident.
Very confident, and but yeah, it was a good series. I mean, Lakers played Game 6 as it was a Game 7, as if they should have, because I don't think they would have won back to Golden State and won. So, but you got Darvin Ham making a chess move, starting Schroeder instead of Vanderbilt. Game 6 was a good move. Obviously, It paid off. Vanderbilt pretty much was benched, played like 3 minutes. So we'll have to see what happens with the next series. But yeah, Golden State. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen here now. Pretty much everyone can possibly go besides Steph Curry at this point. Even some people are even saying Steve Kerr. Our boys from Surrey are even saying Steve Kerr.
Kerr might go?
I think the only way Steve Kerr leaves is if he steps down.
Yeah, I agree 100%. They're not firing him. If he wants to step down, then he'll go. On our boys and our friends out from up north from Vancouver, British Columbia, I want to say there's 2 of them that are big fans. The younger one, I'm not going to put him on blast. but this guy is the most delusional NBA fan that I've ever met in my life. And that's a strong statement. The most delusional NBA fan that I have met in my life. I'm not questioning his knowledge, and he watches all the games. He knows all the stats.
Yeah.
But he's absolutely delusional and biased when it comes to Golden State. The kind of crap that he was saying about this team and all these facts, and they just got pummeled by the Lakers. They got pummeled, okay? This guy is so delusional. I met a delusional Boston fan, but he was not at this level. This is absolutely delusional. And I actually made a bet with this guy.
Okay.
Because he was like, guaranteed that the Warriors are making the finals. I said, absolutely not. No chance. I told him, and he said, absolutely that they're going to make it, right?
Yeah.
And I told him, absolutely not, that they're not even going to win it. And at one point he said, well, I want to make a bet. I said, you want to make that bet? I will bet everything I have. I'll take your house, your car, whatever you want to bet. Whatever, anything. It doesn't matter. You name it, because I'm already sure. And then he just said, well, when the Warriors win, I want you to wear a Curry jersey on the next episode.
Okay.
I said, that's fine. I shook his hand so quick, like he was giving me a free $100 bill. Like, it was like that quick. Like, I didn't, I was so excited to take that bet. And I just want to make it clear, he gets the award for the most delusional fan I've ever met in my life. And it's hard because when somebody has that much knowledge, you don't expect them to be delusional.
He is very knowledgeable.
Very knowledgeable, bro. Very knowledgeable. So normally those guys are not that delusional.
Yeah.
But to another level. But Golden State, Steph played well. Clay just is not the same player anymore. And because, first of all, his shot is not as good. And before he could drive in, he could shoot mid-range, he could get back cuts. He doesn't do any of that anymore. He's just shooting threes. That's it. There's nothing else going on with Clay.
Yeah.
Nothing else going on. And then he's he's above average defender now. He's not the defender he was anymore. Draymond, Draymond is Draymond, whatever you expect.
2 good games.
Whatever you expect. But here's the thing. You got 2 guys on your starting 5, Kevon Looney and Draymond Green, that are not going to give you more than 10 points a game. How much pressure does that put on Steph Curry, Clay, and Wiggins? That's not sustainable.
They did make a change. Steve Kerr put Gary Payton.
But he's not giving you more than 6 points. So it's just, consistently what I mean. They might have one game of
small ball. They wanted to go small ball.
But I'm saying it just puts pressure offensively on Curry, Clay, and Wiggins, and clearly Clay can't give you that much production every game anymore. Wiggins had other stuff going on, and so he was not there. Poole obviously is affected from being punched in the face, and everybody saw it.
Yeah.
And so there was a lot of other drama going on and side stories, and then you know what bothered me, Big Ree, bothered me the most?
What's up?
What bothered me the most was Steve Kerr on the press conference saying we were maxed out. This was not a championship team. God damn it. You just get bounced out, lose by 25 points, and then you have to say on the press conference, this was not a championship team. Duh! Of course it wasn't a championship team. You just lost. You're out. And then you want to say that? Why don't you man up and say that earlier? Say that we have to we're not that good of a team this year. When you were bounced out going to Cancun, Mexico, and then you want to say this is not a championship team. Get out of here. I wish I had my press credential and I was sitting in that room. I would have called him out so quickly. I would have said, Steve, let me ask you something. You just said this was not a championship team, and I would have roasted him. I would have roasted him, Big Ree. Get out of just for that they should fire him. Just for that comment. Get out of here. But anyhow, there's going to be a lot of changes. Real quickly, I mean, I know you follow a lot. Are they trading Poole?
Yes, 100%.
100% he's being traded.
It depends what they get for him, because his stock is rock bottom.
Yeah. I actually, interesting, Harry B. Harry B. Harry B said he thinks an interesting trade would be Jordan Poole for Julius Randle. Something along that lines. That could be an interesting play there. interesting. I'm just saying it could be a win-win on both sides depending on the other pieces. But yeah, I think Poole wants to go. He needs a fresh start also.
He'll be like a similar kind of Kuzma, from the Lakers to the Wizards. He'll be his own guy. He won't in the starting lineup, better player. With not Steph at the one,
Yep.
Obviously Kuzma's not great, but he's doing better in Washington. They'll be like that.
Yeah. I think that's a good comparison, but I don't want to write him off yet. He had a really good last year, and then playoffs he looked crazy. Even this year he increased his point average to 20 from 18, so he went up. He was not as efficient. Percentage went down, but. Look, he started the season off horrible because of that incident, right? And that had to affect him.
For sure.
And so I think I want to give him another chance.
Yeah.
Right? But, I feel bad for him, dude. He didn't deserve that, I think. But, he's got to pick it up, too. He looked non-existent.
Yeah.
He was not a factor at all. And that's it. But let's get into, real quickly, Philly. Let's, what went wrong there? What are your thoughts?
James Harden, he always chokes, and Embiid choked. Doc, you definitely got to give Doc some of the blame. You were only down 3 at half, and then they just blew it open. Jason Tatum was outscoring Embiid and Harden combined at half.
It was unbelievable.
And then
I saw
this guy just went off in the second half too, and their Game 6 was a Game 7, just like for the Lakers.
Yep.
I knew they weren't winning Game 7.
They had to win Game 6 or they were not going to win. I agree.
And that's what it came down to. I didn't expect them to be there, so I don't know what kind of side to be on, but I normally had the Celtics in 6.
You had Celtics in 6. I had Celtics in 5.
Yeah.
And Boston won in 7.
Yeah, so Boston just always extends series. For some reason, they get extended. I don't know, but let's see. Philly, I think Harden's gone. There's reports. I'm not saying this is true. Harden said he will not play for Doc, so I'm not saying that's I'm not saying it's effective, but I'm not saying who knows. Maybe they don't want Harden back.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Maybe not. I don't blame Harden for not wanting to play for Doc.
This guy chokes, so this guy's he's choked in the playoffs every time he's been there.
Who? Harden? Yeah, Harden does choke. He doesn't show up.
He doesn't show up. So if Philly lets him go, if I'm Philly, I wouldn't be too mad. You didn't give up much for this guy. You got Ben Simmons, who I don't even want to get into that right now.
Well, let's not get into that.
But yeah, so Philly has a lot going on. They need the process is still going, and they need to. I don't know if you can trust the process any longer, but Philly definitely needs to blow it up. Harden should go. If you can trade Harris, trade Harris. But the only person who's safe is Embiid.
So a lot to touch on, and I'll make it quick. A lot of problems with Philly. Starting with Harden, he plays one game. He had 2 40-point games, right? And then the other games just a no-show. Game 1 and I think Game 4. And then just a no-show the other games. And historically he's done this in the playoffs many times.
Right.
My prediction is he gets re-signed. Okay. They're going to re-sign him. Nobody's going to pay this guy $25 to $30 million a year for 4 years. I think Philly will give him 4 years, 3 to 4 years, maybe with a team option.
Yeah, a team option sounds.
But right. I think he'll get that. So I think he sticks around. Embiid's obviously not going anywhere. Tobias Harris, you got to move on from him.
Sure.
Maxey, you're going to keep. You're moving on from Tucker. He's a bench player. You can't have somebody in your starting 5 that gives you 2 to 4 points a game. On a good day, if he scores 8, it's like a 30-point game for somebody else.
Yeah.
You can't have that. I don't care, and I don't even think he's that good of a defender. He's a above-average defender, but it doesn't matter. If you're that much of an offensive liability, that's it. In this NBA, it doesn't work anymore. When the games are 80, 90 points, okay. When now these games are 110 easily, you need to be able to score 10 to 15 points consistently. He can't do that. They got to move on from him. He's a liability. You keep Maxey, you keep Harden, and you keep Embiid, and then you got to tool 2 more starters there.
Yeah.
But and you got to get some more bench players. They got no bench. And then let's get into Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers, if you ask me, absolutely needs to go. I was saying he needs to get fired from the Clippers, and they waited too long. I was laughing my ass off, and there's actually a video, if you guys want to go back a few years when they hired Doc in 2020, and I was laughing my ass off when they hired him, that this is the worst move for the Sixers. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
We were here filming when the news broke.
Yeah.
And I was laughing my ass off. I say he's going to ruin them for the next 3-4 years, however long it is. This guy, for the last, 9 or 10 years, has coached a really good Clippers team and a really good Philadelphia team that has talent, and he hasn't even made the conference finals in 10 years. And he's still a coach. How does that happen? How does that happen? It's absolutely absurd. But they asked him, are you going to be coaches? I got 2 more years on my contract. That's what he said in the press conference after the game.
They got to say that. Like, just like Draymond says, I don't know if I'm going to resign. I don't know what I'm going to do.
But he's got to go.
He's gone 100%.
I think he's got to go, and I would be absolutely shocked if he gets another coaching job.
I guarantee you he gets another.
You're probably right, but he doesn't deserve another coaching job, and that's it. There's too many other players, coaches, assistant coaches that deserve a job. He needs to go. That's it. You've had your opportunity. That's it. Take your Celtics championship, live with that, and you were gifted that by having 3 Hall of Famers and a young Rondo in his prime.
For sure.
That's it. Gifted that. Absolutely. You should have seen what he did in Orlando. He didn't deserve any more jobs. That's it. It's done with Doc. I don't even want to talk about Doc anymore. Let's get into the 8-5 seed. The Knicks lost to Miami. You had the Knicks in 7. I had Miami in 6. Miami won in 6. I actually said 5 or 6. I said 6 if Randall actually plays. He played. Miami won in 6. What happened with the Knicks?
Yeah, I mean, you can't rely on Brunson to score 40 to win. That's what it just comes down to.
Yep.
And Julius Randle didn't show up. I don't know if he was 100%, but that's what you need a legit star player. I think you need someone else other than Randle to pair with Brunson. So I don't know who that is, but they're gonna. I think Randle for Poole is pretty interesting. That's a very interesting one, as Harry B mentioned. But they're definitely moving on. I mean, Jimmy Butler cooked them, so credit to Jimmy.
Yeah, Butler cooked them. I mean, I've said this all along. Brunson's not a number 1. He's not even a number 2. I've said that, and you can say all the points that he's putting up and all this stuff, and everybody's really happy, but he dominates the ball so much, and he's a good player, but you're not winning a championship with Brunson as your number 1.
Yeah.
Let's make that clear, Knicks fans. You're probably not winning a championship for the next 30 years anyways, but let alone with, with Jalen Brunson as your number 1, get out of there. Mitchell Robinson, he's a backup center. He shouldn't be starting. I like Randall. I like Barrett. I like Brunson as your number 2. You need 2 more starters there. That's it. Those 3 guys. You keep Randall. He's not the reason why you're losing. I mean, Barrett 1 for 10 in Game 6 or something.
Sounds like that.
Step up. Randall didn't play well, but he's one of those guys that also tunes out sometimes and doesn't play hard.
Yeah.
But he can be your number 3. That's okay. I think Randall can be your number 3.
Yeah.
But he's not a number 2 at all. And so they got a lot of moves. I honestly, I want to make this clear. I'm not a big fan of Tom Thibodeau. I'm not a big fan of Thibodeau. Tibbs, whatever you want to call him.
Tibbs.
And he should, they should have played Derrick Rose. I'm still pissed they didn't play Derrick Rose. Maybe they would have had a chance if they played Rose.
Yeah, who knows?
Played him 25 minutes in this game. Him and Brunson, who's stopping that backcourt? So, get out of there.
That's from the Doc tree.
What?
He comes from the Doc tree.
Derrick Rose?
No,
or
Tibbs.
Yeah, it makes sense. Doc probably encouraged him to sign this guy and give him his first job. This guy is done.
Yeah.
He's not horrible, but he's not a championship coach.
He's not getting fired, I'll say that.
I don't think he's probably going to get a raise.
Yeah,
that's how the league works sometimes, but not a big fan of him. But all right, so anyhow, you win 3 out of 4. You picked 3 out of 4 correct teams. You picked Denver, you picked the Lakers and Boston. You got the Knicks wrong. And then I got 3 out of 4 also. I got Phoenix wrong. I picked Lakers, Boston, and Miami. So let's get right into it. Big Re, conference finals predictions. From the West, we got the number 1 Denver Nuggets, the number 7 Los Angeles Lakers. What are your thoughts here, Big Re?
You know, everyone's going to say the key matchup is Anthony Davis and Joker. But to me, honestly, the key matchup is who is going to be guarding Jamal Murray.
Okay.
That's what it's going to come down to. Because Jamal is looking really good.
Yep.
And the Lakers made a move, as I mentioned earlier. They started Schroeder, or they're going to bring Vanderbilt back in. Because Vanderbilt's a better defender, but he's not a good scorer. Like you just mentioned, you need to score in the NBA.
Yep.
So that's Darvin Ham's going to have to make a decision on that. And then who else is going to guard who? Probably going to put, I would say, LeBron or Reeves on KCP.
Okay.
And then whoever doesn't guard KCP is going to be on
Gordon,
yeah. And then the other guy will be on Porter.
Michael Porter Jr.?
Yeah. So it's going to come down to, role players have to step up, and Lakers are going to have to win game 1 or 2. It's just.
So you're saying if they don't win game 1 or 2, you think they're not winning the series?
Most likely not, because if it goes to 7, like I've said in the past 2 series, you
can't win.
It's very hard to win on the road. And just for the record, both teams are undefeated at home, 6-0 in the playoffs.
Yeah. And you've been to, just on a side note, you've been to almost every Laker game, right?
Yeah, I went to game 3 and game 6 versus the Warriors.
Okay, so you went to 2
games.
Fun. Big baller, Big Ree. They call him Big Baller, Big Ree, going to the Laker game.
Not Big Baller, just blessed to have someone invite me.
Okay, so you went to the game. So what are your thoughts there? Like, look, what are your final thoughts there? You're our Laker fan, so we understand there's some bias involved. But what's your prediction?
My bias, it's a biased pick, but I'm going Lakers in 6 again, and I think they just have it in them right now. And LeBron is playing like he's in year 10 right now, and he's just the guy put up 39 and he's in year 20. I mean, yeah, that's just crazy.
It is crazy. Yeah, I agree.
And Anthony Davis, I mean, no one's gonna stop Joker. It's how much you can slow him down. Yep. That's the key thing. No one's stopping him, okay? And it's how much you can slow him down, and how much. And a key thing for the Lakers is both series I've watched, they're getting killed on the glass. And another thing is who's gonna guard Joker when Davis sits? Because these guys play so much minutes. Mo Bamba's already out. Exactly. Are you gonna play Gabriel? Are you gonna play Tristan? So you're gonna have to put one of these guys in. I mean.
Yeah, you're right.
Maybe for like 5-10 minutes, one of these guys is gonna have to come in and guard Joker. Yeah. I'm not saying they're gonna help, but
you're right.
LeBron can't do it. LeBron's the other biggest guy on the team.
Yeah.
LeBron's old. He doesn't play defense. Barely plays any defense.
He doesn't play any defense. Yeah. That's for sure.
You're gonna have to put Tristan or Wenyen Gabriel in. So that's what it's gonna come down to. And this is the X factor for the Lakers offensively. D'Angelo Russell. He either shows up really good or really bad. I mean, this guy can go 1 for 10. He can go 9 for 15 and drop 25.
You're right.
So, and they're going to need the role players to step up. And it's going to be, Denver is a hard place to play, not just because of the crowd, because of the altitude. So, I mean, I don't know. This one can go either way. Denver does have a really good team, so I don't know. I mean, it's a biased pick, but my pick is Lakers in 6.
Okay, so you're going with Lakers in 6. Yeah, this is an exciting matchup. Obviously, I'm most excited about this conference finals. I think it's gonna be a good series. But here's my keys to this series. First of all, you said nobody can guard Jokic. You can only just hope to slow him down. If there's one guy that can guard him, it's Anthony Davis, in my opinion.
Yeah,
he's the guy that's capable of doing it. He's got the defensive skill set to stop him. How badly does Anthony Davis want it?
Exactly. Yeah.
And so he's got to show up because they need him to slow down Jokic. Like you said, they're not going to shut him out, but you got to slow him down.
Yeah.
And Anthony Davis needs, if he wants it bad enough, that's what he needs to do. LeBron, as I said, he'll give you his 25 a game. He averaged exactly 24.3 last series.
Right.
I said he's going to get you about 25. He's going to do his part again. D'Lo is an X factor, one of the X factors, right?
Right.
Because he can give you 6 or 8 points, or he can give you 20.
Yeah.
And so they need him to step up. Reeves has shown is capable. He started off slow in this series, and then he picked it up the last 3 games and played really well. And so he's got it. They need him to do that. He's a big key to this team.
for sure.
for their success. Obviously, Schroeder, I like his game, and he can have. I think he can have 1, 2, maybe 3 pretty good games for them that can impact them winning. Obviously, you said Murray. He's been playing really good. He's been looking good. If he can play like he's playing, I think this is a Lakers in 5. No, the Denver in 5.
You could be right.
In 5, if Murray plays like he's capable of.
Yeah.
But this isn't, look at that. Jokic, 5 triple doubles in the playoffs. Nuggets, all their 4 wins were by double digits. The 2 losses were on the road.
Yeah.
But all their wins were by double digits. Lakers, they won by 21, by 20, and then 3 and 5, right?
Yeah.
So they won those 2 close games. But then they lost by 27 and 15, right? So they had 2 big losses. Obviously, Nuggets, they have Pope, right? They're starting Pope with the other 4.
Yeah, KCP.
And then their only other bench player is Bruce Brown.
And the other guy, I forgot what.
Christian Braun?
Yeah, the one.
Yeah, but he's a rookie.
That's what I was gonna say. The Lakers have the better bench.
Lakers definitely have a better bench. And I think if they can expose that, they can win this series.
Yeah, so role players are always the key, and they play better at home, but they need to play better on the road. They need to win a road game to win this series.
I think you're right.
Flat out simple.
I think if Lakers bench can play well, they can win this series.
Yeah.
And I said this is my thought. I like Denver to win this in 5, maybe 6 games. Okay, that's my prediction. My official prediction is Denver in 6.
Okay.
I think Denver can win in 5 too, right? But here's my thought: is if I'm Denver, I should be scared of the Lakers. The Lakers are looking really good. They're playing really good. They got a balanced team. They're deep. They can win this series. So my prediction is Denver, but if Denver starts thinking they're going to win easily, Lakers can easily come and win this. Easy. Lakers have the team to win this series.
Yeah.
Whether they all show up, that's different, and I don't think they're going to show up. That's why I'm picking Denver in 6. But this is not you always say, okay, these guys have no chance. This is done. This is not that. Lakers can win this series, and Denver better be careful.
So my pick is not as delusional as the Warriors fan you were talking.
No, you're not. No. Lakers can win this.
Okay.
This is. If I thought there was no chance, I'd tell you, hey, there's no chance there. Okay? But Lakers can win this. I think they can win this, but I'm picking Denver in 6.
Okay, that's fair.
Let's go to the next series. We got the number 8 seed Miami Heat against the number 2 seed Boston Celtics. Big Ree, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, this one, Boston should win easily, but Boston always has trouble with every team. They've had trouble with Atlanta in the first round. Then they got trouble in the second round. I mean, they should not have had trouble with Philly at all. They should have finished Philly in 5, realistically. And now Miami, you just never know the way Jimmy's cooking, and you got Bam there. So, and then these role players can step up, Duncan Robinson, and all these other guys, but Caleb Martin. But our camera guy is even wearing a Miami Heat basketball
Oh,
shirt.
I didn't notice that.
So
filling in for Javi today, but okay.
But yeah, I think Boston is the better team. I believe they're minus 500 to series price.
That makes sense.
So, but I don't see Miami winning a road game. I just think home team wins every game, and I think because the thing with Boston is if you think about both of these teams, the best player is Jimmy Butler, in my opinion.
Okay.
Tatum is great, but he can go off one night and then shit the bed the next night.
I agree.
And that's not a star player yet. I mean, you're still a star, but you're not a superstar. And that's the thing with Tatum. He was 1 for 10 the other game, and then in the first half, they didn't capitalize on that. So I'd take Jimmy Butler over Tatum, offensively and defensively. So, but I think bench is gonna have to play well for Miami to even have a chance here to win it. But at the end of the day, I go Boston in 7.
Boston in 7. Okay, so your official pick is Boston 7. Okay, this is on paper. This should be Boston in 5
for sure.
On paper, this is a Boston in 5 series. Boston should easily win this series. Miami, they went from the play-in to the conference finals. But this is kind of going back to my Doc Rivers situation last series, where no faith in Doc, and kind of a similar situation here. Look, I agree with Tatum. He can play really well, and then he can look like crap. Jaylen Brown's really pretty consistent. He's going to get you anywhere from 20 to 30 every game, pretty much, and he's playing consistent. Not a huge fan of Marcus Smart, right? I don't think he should be your starting. He's not a starting guard on a championship team. So you would start
Brogdon instead?
Brogdon's good in his role, but Marcus Smart is not a starting point guard on a championship team.
Okay.
Not a starting unless you got. I mean, if you're putting Marcus Smart with Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid, and Joker or something, or Giannis, that's different. But you don't got those kind of players right now in Boston.
Right.
So he's not a starting guard on a championship team. And here's the X factor here. My X factor is not a player. It's the coach, Erik Spoelstra. And I'm not a huge fan of Erik Spoelstra. I think he's a really good coach, okay? But that's not just, I'm not a big fan of him. I mean, I just but he's a really good coach. And I predict that he's going to out-coach the hell out of Joe Mazzulla, okay?
I think he's the best coach left.
He's going to out-coach Joe Mazzulla. I predict Miami wins game one or game two, okay? He wins game 1 or 2 in Boston.
The spread is 8 for game 1. I'm
just saying. I like them to win game 1 or 2.
Okay.
Butler, he's playing really well in the playoffs. Bam is playing really good.
Yeah, bam. You got
Max Strus and Gabe Vincent. Those guys are playing pretty solid. Like they're stepping up. They're playing well. Duncan Robinson is just whatever. You got Caleb Martin on the bench. You got Kyle Lowry. You got Cody Zeller. All these guys are just whatever. Kevin Love, can't expect much from him. He might have some decent games. But I think I think Boston needs to be very careful here. Yeah. I think they can get out-coached here easily. I think this goes to 7, okay? I think this goes to 7. And that's only because of Erik Spoelstra gonna out-coach and chess move the hell out of Boston's coaching staff. That's why it gets to 7 when it should be a 5-game series. And then anything can happen in game 7. I think Boston ends up winning in 7. But I'm rooting, and I want to make this clear, I'm rooting for Miami. Every game.
Guy's very happy.
I want Miami. I'm going to root for them. I want them to beat Boston. I really hope they beat Boston. And I think they can because of the coaching factor. Yeah. But my pick, just as a pick, I got to say Boston in 7.
Okay.
I agree. But I'm rooting for Miami badly.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for Miami. I really want them to beat Boston.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Cannot wait. So, and I'm predicting in game 1 or 2, they're winning.
Yeah.
They're winning. They're not going down 2-0 back to Miami. I don't think that's happening.
That's a bold prediction.
So, that's my thoughts here. Should be a good series on both ends, right? I mean, hopefully we can get 7 games in both.
For sure.
And anything else you want to throw in, Big Ree?
Yeah, we can't forget the draft lottery, bro. It's tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, the draft lottery is tomorrow, May 16th. Big Ree, I mean, we talked about this quickly. Top 4 teams, Detroit, Houston, San Antonio, Charlotte. The top 4 teams, Big Ree.
I'm going San Antonio.
So that's your pick. San Antonio is going to win the draft. Who's number 2? I want to go your top 2 right now.
San Antonio, Houston.
In Houston. Those are going to be 1 and 2.
And then Detroit 3.
Okay.
I'd say the sleeper team, just to put them on the map.
Throw one sleeper team in there, Big
Washington.
To win the lottery.
Well, yeah, and then they'll trade Tingus Pingus.
So you got number 1, you got Wemboya for going. Victor's going number 1. Number 2, you got Scoot Henderson.
Yeah.
And then number 3, you got Brandon Miller from Alabama.
Yeah.
That's the mock draft right now. Who do I see winning? You got San Antonio. I don't see San Antonio winning this. I don't see Charlotte winning this. I see Houston or Detroit winning this.
Houston makes the most sense.
I think Houston, number 1, Detroit, number 2. I want Detroit to win it. And out of the top 4, if I want to see somebody else that I think, wow, if they win this, and I would like them to. I want Portland Dallas or Chicago to win this.
Okay.
Portland, Dallas, or Chicago. I would love to see Portland,
Well,
Dallas.
let's just give a hypothetical. Portland wins. Does Dame still want out?
Maybe. Depends how good he thinks Wemboya is. If he thinks this guy's a complete stud, then he might stick around, but I don't know.
Okay.
Because this guy's hyped. We don't really know how good he is, right? They're saying most hyped prospect since LeBron James.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows? But everybody jumps on that. But my prediction is Houston wins it. I'm rooting for Detroit to win it on the top two. Otherwise, if someone's going to sneak in, Chicago, Dallas, or Portland, I would love to see.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Anything else, Big Ree?
That's it. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment. Peace out, guys.